Hi, my name is Coach Mwale,
And I'm Coach Chantal.
and we are from the Legacy Project. We're so happy that you're joining us for this video series called a very key question people ask you, I'm sure, many times as a professional when you get off the stage and people are so enthused by what you've been able to share, and they ask you that question,
Do you have a book?
and your answer is a blank stare. No. Or you've been working on a book. Or you've been thinking about working on a book.
Or perhaps you even have a book, but it's not a best-selling book. So we are going to share with you 3 secrets, 3 strategies on how to become an international best-selling author. So this video is part 1, and we will be talking about how to build your brand.
Building your brand. Now, becoming an international bestseller is part of that strategy of building a sustainable, credible brand, of becoming an authority within a specific area that you are passionate about, you are clear about, and you know that you've been called to serve the people who you desire to serve. So in building your brand, we want you to consider some key factors, some key elements that is going to help you create the type of experience, build the type of scalability. Somebody say that word with me. Scalability in your business.
Well, I don't have the accent like you, but
so build a type of scalability in your business, and more importantly, reliability, where people can not just find you talk a good talk, but you actually produce results. And in order for persons to have an opportunity to play with you, have an opportunity to see you and consider you as an expert, is you must have a key and very precise brand authority strategy. So the first thing is get speaking opportunities. It doesn't matter where. Get speaking opportunities. Get yourself in front of audiences. All right? Now, you heard me say it doesn't matter where, because I'll tell you this. You will learn as a speaker, as a highly paid speaker, and even from our example, from our experience, even within our Authors on the Move program, many of the speaking opportunities are from free speaking engagements. And we learn the 1 to 3 principle in every free engagement. You will have the strategy and the ability to book 3 other speaking engagements. So get speaking engagements, stand before audiences, small groups, parent-teachers associations, church groups, community groups. It doesn't matter where, because remember, what you are doing, you are part of a mission. And when you are passionate about your mission, you submit yourself to service. And whenever you begin to submit yourself to service, opportunities always open themselves up. So get speaking opportunities.
yes, exposure is key. When you want to become an international best-selling author, you have to do some things that will allow you to covet such a position. And building your brand through speaking engagements is just one of them. The next one is to be a contributing author to blogs and websites. So for example, I have a background in public relations, and one of the things that we teach our clients in our Authors on the Move program is that you have to give value, more value than you actually get. And by giving value on a continuous basis, that allows people to want to buy your book, promote your book, and do the marketing for you. So for an example, the Huffington Post, as of the time of this recording, they do accept bloggers for you to submit articles for their blog website. There's also websites like The Griot or Ebony Magazine that you can pitch your stories to their editors and get picked up by these blogs. I remember back in 2013 when I launched my book, On a Mission, 21 Secrets for College Success, I needed some momentum in getting it to become an international bestseller. So I used these very same strategies, and I got picked up by an HBCU blog, HBCU lifestyle blog, that really catered to my demographic, which hiked up my sales for my book. So you can go on your favorite websites and go to the Contact Us section to see what their qualifications are for you to submit and be a contributing author. It works every time. And then for that same type of exposure in the media, you can use a website like Haro. It's Haro, and it stands for Help a Reporter Out. .com.
Hmm.
And what they do is they allow you to be on a database where reporters are actively seeking persons to interview for different story ideas that they have. So you can have someone like the Times Magazine or Lifestyle Magazine, Black Enterprise, or so many reputable media organizations use this same resource to get story subjects for their particular stories. So I pitch them all the time for myself, for my clients, and it works, okay? So helpareporterout.com is one of our best services that we use, and the great part about it is that it's free.
Now, this is the marketing beast here. Now, she's always going to be underplaying her credentials. You know, she's qualified as an international communications specialist. She's worked in South Africa for the Ubuntu Institute as a communications director. She's well qualified, guys. I take my cues from this beast here. This what I call quiet.
I'm the beast, I'm the beauty.
Okay, what I'm gonna say, quiet and gentle giant. You know, some of the keys that she's talking about, you know, works for me even in my personal mission. You know, one of the key things, we are here in Atlanta, and while here in Atlanta on vacation, we have our nonprofit in Trinidad where we help fight human trafficking. And while being here in Atlanta, and because of the key strategies she has spoken about, many media outlets, because of my location and the work that I do, they're like, hey, I'm hearing some things happening in Venezuela. We want you to come on and give us your expertise on what's happening, how can the nation of Trinidad respond, what is the view of the international community, and all because of these key strategies of placing yourself in the marketplace, being seen as a point of reference, there's a point of reference, and an expert that people reach out to you for content-based expertise and feedback. So it's very, very important. Becoming an international bestseller through the marketing strategies within the Legacy Project, there are some very, very key elements that you need to practice. And I encourage you, even in your mission of creating the type of, launching the book that you know that you've been called to do, do consider the brand building strategy. Another area that we share a lot with our clients through our partnership publishing program, we talk about the importance of building partnerships. Building partnerships. Now, you know you haven't written your book not because you're inadequate, not because you don't have a mission, not because you don't have a calling, not because you're not bright enough or smart enough or your story is not interesting enough. You know that's not the reason. There are two core reasons why you haven't written your book. One is expertise, having the right people who know how to get your book done. We help our clients get it done in 30 to 90 days. Yes, you heard me right, 30 to 90 days. But the second one is accountability. Having that sense of accountability and partnership, shared success. That what I call that you are working in community with someone allows you to get towards your goals effectively. So in building your brand is important when investors or persons who want to work with you, they don't see you as a one-man show or a one-man preneur, all right, or a solopreneur. You know, I remember consulting with one of our clients. She was now launching her business, and I was trying to give her the vision of seeing yourself as running a corporation, seeing yourself having a team around you. And it was a hard shift for her because she always saw it was just only her, yeah. All right? But we say, we're on your team. She's part of our mastermind. I said, we are on your team. We are your consultants. We are your external parties who are pushing you in the vision. So see yourself, you have a 3-member team, not just one. You have a 3-member team. Okay, let's think about it a little further. See yourself, you're leveraging our staff, our network, so you're not in it alone. All right? So similarly,
that is truly the power of partnerships. Mm-hmm. You can go fast by yourself sometimes, but you can truly go further when you're with a team. So we encourage you to lock arms with us or someone else who can really get you to that next level of success in your business. Having an international best-selling book is the foundation of your tree, but there are branches that need to grow as a result of that tree. And in order to do that, partnerships are going to be critical. It's been the yeast factor and us taking our business from $0 to six figures in just a short matter of years. And so we want to encourage you to build partnerships. That is a part of building your brand. Another aspect of building your brand is connecting on a JV level with partners as well. JV stands for joint venture partnership. So maybe you have a coaching program or you have a product that you're trying to push. Well, the best way is to establish a type of revenue sharing agreement with a particular organization who may service your client but may not offer the same products and services that you do. This incentivizes them to promote your products and services, and it's a win-win. You get the clients that you've always wanted, right? Maybe you're just starting out, so you haven't been able to get them, and they get a revenue as a result of you getting those clients. So it's a win-win situation.
In those types of partnership, it's synergistic, all right? The same clients or the same area or point of service that you offer, they are not offering. So it's either a gap that they are not offering, or it's actually money on the table, all right?
That they're missing out on.
That they're missing out on, but they don't have the competency to serve the audience. So you have to explore what areas or who do I know that you can close a gap for them and not compete for the resources, but actually complement the space and the offering of their conference.
So, for example, one of our JV partners, what we do is we provide them with the ability to have their clients publish international best-selling books. So an ideal JV partner for us would be women's organizations, for example, who are teaching women how to use the power of their voice to change the world. Maybe they give them leadership strategies or business strategies, and where we come in is we actually help them use a book as one of those strategies to share their message with the world.
Yeah, so they are not in the publishing field, they're not in the publishing space, it's not their expertise. As a matter of fact, sometimes they need someone to do that because it's too much. It's not their core, it's more costly for them to manage that process. So that's an ideal JV partner. So think about areas, think about pain points, pains that present companies are having, and they're probably looking to outsource. You may be the solution for them. So consider that very, very keenly. Another area I just wanted to really touch on, and Chantel really, I would say, struck a chord for me, is that whenever you're thinking about partnerships, whenever you're thinking about building community and building that type of synergy, you may be saying to yourself, well, I'm now starting a business. I'm now trying to get my mind around it. I've set aside a budget for it. I have the resources to launch. Then think about persons who have email lists.
Yes.
All right? They have it could be 5,000, 1,500. It doesn't matter how small or how big it is. That's where you create the type of momentum. So you have an audience where you can cross-pollinate, where you can share value on somebody else's list based on the content that you produce. And in that way, whenever you are looking to expand your business and you're an authority in an area, you have a wider audience to share your expertise with.
That's right. And finally, we want to share with you, getting back a little bit to the media aspect of it, building your brand and launching your best-selling book is all about that exposure, right? The partnerships we spoke about, getting media exposure, building JV opportunities as well. So I want to encourage you to look at traditional and non-traditional forms of media like podcasts, as well as radio and TV placements. You can use the links that we gave you earlier, the websites that we gave you earlier, but especially for podcasts. Podcasts creates another avenue of exposure that is a whole new world for many of you who may not have even listened to podcasts before. There's like this whole tribe of people who just listen to podcasts alone, no YouTube, no radio. And so these people want information that you have to offer. So use websites like expertbookers.com, interviewconnections.com, because they will actually help place you in these opportunities to be asked as to be invited on as a guest speaker for these podcasts. So we will share those with you again. It's expertbookers.com as well as interviewconnections.com.
And don't forget Podcast Bookers, podcastbookers.com. And here's the element, because what are we talking about? Building your brand. Now, when you are able to sit on these platforms, think about the reach on those platforms.
Mm-hmm.
They may have 10,000, 500,000, 50,000. Because you are on that platform, it could be 1, 2, 3 podcast interviews. It doesn't matter how many. When you are now doing an inventory of your reach as a business, as a mission, you can add those numbers in it. You guys didn't hear what that said. So if podcast bookers have a reach of 50,000 viewers or 50,000 listeners, your mission have just accessed those 50,000 listeners. That can be added into your statistics in terms of your reach.
Yeah.
Let's say you've been able to be on MSNBC or your local radio. It doesn't matter. Whatever your local radio station is, find out what's their reach. So when you did that interview, that's also added to your reach because it's archived. It's repeatable and duplicatable information and content. So I don't want you to discredit that. So that's how it's going to show your brand authority. Save all those links. I'm just giving you some strategic.
Yes.
Save all those links. Every time you go to an interview, save those links because
put them on your website too. Put
it on your website. Put the logos on the website. Everything that you do, documented. What is not documented is not seen. What's not seen, it just didn't happen. All right. So put it on your links. Put it on your documents. Have a brand authority page everywhere you've been. Put the links. Have the reference because when you pitch yourself as an international bestseller, when you pitch yourself as an authoritative speaker, they're going to ask you, okay, give us some references. And you just send that off because you have the statistics to back up your reach as a speaker. All right?
That's right.
And I'll just close up with this one. Record everything. Guys, I don't know how much more to underestimate. Record everything that you do. Every opportunity. You know, I used to get in trouble with this lady. I would go and speak somewhere and maybe just someone calls me up just to give a few short words. And it's just in the moment I go up, give the words. She would not have been there. And she said, okay, how was it? I was like, good, this happened, that happened. Okay, did you have it? I was like, no. And I began to think as a speaker, always think if you're being called up, who you're going to hand your camera to, who you're going to ask just to hold it, who you're going to, they don't even have to hear what you have to say, but just being on the stage. I remember being on stage with Lisa Nichols. I was like, man, I made sure to find out who's the camera person,
yes,
where I can get the video.
Recorded. Yes.
So simple things. Always record everything because that's a part of your brand authority. It shows who's in your orbit,
yes.
Who you're rubbing shoulders with, who you're being mentored by. All right, you may not share their audience, you may not be an expert like them, but it shows your orbit of influence, where you're being mentored, the quality of your product or the refining of your product. So I want to encourage you, consider these points for building your brand in becoming an international best-selling author.
So we hope that you got tremendous value from this first part of our 3-part series on Do You Have a Book? How to become an international best-selling author. And this one we spoke about building your brand. So go back and rewind and also share this video because it will prove tremendous value to you as you work on your way to becoming an international best-selling author. I'm Coach Chantel.
And I'm Coach Mwale.
And remember, we love you.
And there is nothing you can do about it. Take care, guys.